So I was having a conversation today with one of my partners. I asked him, I say, man, when the last time you did something you love, and he was like, bro, I don't really have the time, between work and different obligations and stuff. You heard me? I can't find the time. So I told him time is a social construct. You heard me? Like, this idea of time is man-made, like before we had clocks, before we had watches and different things, it's amazing how people knew where they were supposed to be, and if they wasn't there, then it didn't matter. Time is one of the few things that we share with God, like God gives us the time, and what we do with the time is our choice. You hear me? But the time is given by God. Don't let no job, no relationship, no obligation make you mismanage your time. This idea of I don't have enough time is what's really messing us up. You hear me? Because think about it. If God gives us the time, why would God want us to not create time to do the things that God put us on earth to do? Don't get me wrong, we all got responsibilities, obligations, and different things that we add on ourselves, you hear me? But the key thing is we add those things to ourselves. At the root of our existence, God created us to live, to create, to be purposeful, to love, to build. We should look at time as something that's shared, you hear me? Not something that's given away. And we should only share our time with things that align with the person who gave us the time. You should only share your time if it aligns with God. You hear me? Same thing in relationships, all these different obligations. You share your time with that person. You hear me? Don't give your time away if it don't align. You hear me? Because we can't get time back. That time that you're giving away to that job, that person, that thing, you cannot get that back. So I told him, I say, man, create time, And for some people, it's easier said than done, but it has to be done. You hear me? For some people, it's easier said than done, but it has to be done. Create time. You share your time with your employer. You share your time with your loved one. You share your time. You hear me? You don't give your time away. You know what I mean? Go and do things you love. Self-care. Take care of yourself. You hear me? Be at peace. Find solitude. Find a time. And if you can't find a time, create the time. But do not give your time away for things that don't serve the person that gave you the time.